Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we'll try to understand quicksort algorithm. So this is the entire quicksort algorithm. In this, we have a function called partition. The discussion about this partition algorithm, how the partition is done, that we have already discussed in our previous video. If you haven't watched that video, please watch that video and come back here. So as a part of algorithm, quicksort algorithm, this partition part, we are not going to discuss it again in this class. So hoping that you have already watched that video, we're going to discuss this concept. And every video in our channel is going to be a part of entire course or a playlist. Our suggestion is to follow the entire course so that you can have better understanding of the concepts, and the link for the playlist is provided in the description below. Now coming to this class, the first quicksort function call is made on the values of 0, 7. So this on this entire array, the quicksort is quicksort function call is made. Now the value of p is equal to 0 and the value of r is 7. Now we are going to, this is the stopping condition, and every time we are going to check whether the p is less than or not. If it is true, then the division is done. If it is not true, means the array cannot be further divided into small pieces. So that is where that is the condition where we are going to stop the division of the array. Okay, so now in this case it is true, 0 less than 7. Yes, it is true. Now the partition will get the partition algorithm will be called. Now with the partition, what we are going to get is, with the partition algorithm, so we'll just have the recap of the previous concept. So on this array, we have applied the partition algorithm. How the elements are getting arranged is, after applying the partition algorithm, so this is how the elements got arranged in our previous discussion. It is, so this is how the it is 8. This is how the elements got arranged in the previous video. So this is the index. We are going to return the index of the pivot element. So we are going to consider the last element as the pivot element, and that pivot element will be brought into its position. Position means if the elements are arranged in the sorted order, this is where the 4 will get arranged. So that is how the partition algorithm will work. Okay, now we are going to return the index of the pivot element. So the index of the pivot element in this case is q is equal to 0 when the value of p is equal to 3. When the value of p is equal to 0, q is equal to 3 and r is 7. So this is what we got in this function call, for this function call. Now based upon this q value, the division is done. So how the division is done? It is p comma q minus 1. So this is our first division, p comma q minus 1. This is our first function call. So what is that? We are going to divide, not physically, it is logically again. Okay, so 2 comma 1 comma 0 comma 1 0 1 2. So this is what the array is getting divided into. Okay, again the value of p is 0 and the value of p is 0 and r is 2. So on this again the quicksort will get applied. P less than r, yes it is true. 0 less than 2, yes it is true. Again the partition will get applied. So just by seeing this, so if you apply partition, this is going to be our pivot element. This is going to be our pivot element. Here the value of p is equal to 0 and r is equal to 2. Let's see what is the q value that we are going to get. So this is in its position, right? So if you take this array, this is in its position, 3 is in its position, and all these values are lesser than the pivot element. This is how the pivot element, partition algorithm will work, right? Okay, so it is in the position. Now the value of q is equal to 2. This is what we are going to return. So this is where the division is done. So this is getting divided into again 2 pieces. So this part will be divided and this part will be divided. So that part we will come back, because we are just doing this function call. So the clear stack diagram of recursive algorithms, how the division is done, that we have clearly explained in the merge sort and in our previous videos. We are under the assumption that you have already watched that. So discussing the same concepts again and again is not so we have already discussed a lot about those concepts in our previous videos. Okay, so now this arrangement is going to be 2 comma 1. Again the partition will get applied. P less than r, it is the r is 1 and p is 0. So here in this part p is equal to 0, r is equal to 1, and the q, what is the value of q that we are going to get from partition algorithm. So this is considered as the pivot element and the indices are 0 comma 1. If you consider this as pivot element, so this one will be shifted here and this one will be shifted here. That is what the common sense is. If you arrange them in the order, one will be here and two will be here. Okay, so now the index of the pivot element is 0. So the index of pivot element is 0. Okay, so again the division is done. So this is where the division is made. So 0 means, sorry, so this is where the division should be made because there are no elements onto the left hand side of it. So it is going to be 0 comma minus 1. Because there are no elements, it is q minus 1, which is q minus 1, 0 minus 1, which is minus 1. Again the function call is made. It is going to fail here because it cannot be further divided because there are no elements to the left of the pivot element. Okay, and again, so the next function call is q plus 1 comma r. It is q plus 1 means 0 plus 1, which is 1 comma 1, because the value of q is equal to 0. So this is going to fail because the left elements are not there, and q plus 1 means 1 comma 1. So it will get divided into two pieces and this one is going to be 1 and the other part is going to be 2. 1 comma 1 means p less than 1 is p less than r is going to fail because as we have only one element. Okay, so this is where we are going to stop our execution, and if you come back here, this is going to be, so the previous step is going to be 3, and further here also we are going to stop our execution. So I am explaining under the assumption that you know the recursion, how the recursion will work. Okay, and here we are going to come back into this step where we have left this execution in the middle. So with value of p is equal to 0, q is equal to 3 and r is equal to 7, we have stopped here, and this part has to be executed, which is q plus 1, because the value of q is equal to 3, q plus 1 is 4 comma 7, value of r is 7. So this is where the division has to be done, which means this part of the this part of the array. Okay, so it is 4 5 index I am writing 6 and 7, and the values are 7 comma 5 comma 6 comma 8. Okay, so on this again the quicksort algorithm, which is 4 comma 7. So p is equal to 4 and r is equal to 7. P less than r. Is it true? Yes, it is true. So if you apply partition on this, p is equal to 4, r is equal to 7. Now what is the value of q? That we will see. So we will get the value of q because by the partition algorithm. So the pivot element is 7, means this one is the pivot element, and if you arrange this in order with the common sense, we can say that all the elements to the left are smaller than the pivot element, so it is going to remain in its position. So the value of q is 7. So where the division is done, as the right hand side of the division is not there, so this is where the division is done. This is where the division is done. So it is going to be this one, 7 6 and 7 5 and 6. Okay, so the indices are 5 4 5 6. Now again the this one, so based upon the q value, what is the q value? Q is equal to 7 and 7. Here the p value is equal to 4 and the r value is equal to 6. So on this one will get applied. So if this is the case, so here this one is going to be the pivot element. So if you rearrange these elements, this 7 will be shifted here. So what happens is this 7 will be shifted here because 6 will be in the middle, and 5 will be here, 6 will be here, and 7 will be shifted here. So 5 6 7, don't get confused. Okay, so let's erase them. So if you apply partition on that algorithm, so how the things will be, that I am going to write it. So the elements are 7, 5, 6. It is going to be 5, 6, 7, and the pivot element is 6, and the index of the pivot element, new pivot element, is q. Now based upon that q, the division is done. So this one is going to be one piece. So hope you got the point by now. Okay, and the other piece is going to be 7. Okay, so further there are no elements, so here we are going to stop our execution. So if you closely observe, here the other element is 8. Okay, further there is no division to be done, so for convenience I have written it in this way. So if you arrange these elements, so if you see these elements, if you compare the indices, it is 0, 1, 2. So this is where the 3 is. First arrangement is done here. Okay, and next one is 4 here. This is 5. This is where the element has been already 6, and this one is 7. See, all the elements are in the order 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so this is how the quicksort will work. Okay, so this is all about the quicksort algorithm. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. And if you have any doubts regarding this concept, please post your doubt in the comment section below. And if you feel that this video is helpful to you, please give us a like symbol, and please share this video with your friends so that they will also get benefited. Thanks for watching.